Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Treble Tapes podcast, episode 9, where we discuss everything Manchester United. First, before I begin, I just want to apologize for everybody who has been listening, on Spotify, iTunes and on YouTube. I've not been putting out this podcast for a while now because of personal reasons. It's not been easy, so I'll be randomly posting, uploading this podcast, during the weeks. Normally, I usually do it on Sundays because it's the only time that I'm free to, make this video and edit them properly. I just wanted to take this time and say my apologies. I will consistently put out podcasts whenever and however, so that you guys can consistently have this content. So please put your notification bell on, follow me as well on all platforms, again on Twitter, on YouTube, on Spotify, so that you can keep listening. Thank you all so much. Now let's get back into the game. Today we are going to be talking about injuries. My United players being injured, and when they might be back or not. Talking about the Everton game we lost on Monday. Also going to be discussing about the Crystal Palace game coming up and what the manager has said during press conference. So yeah, let me start with the injuries. Ruben Amorim in his press conference came out and said forward Benjamin Sesko needs more time to recover from a knee injury since early November. You all know the game he, got injured, and everybody said, that was an excuse, that he missed a goal and then fell on the floor and then pretended to be injured. He was actually injured. And now aiming for mid-December, he will be out till then. But again, that's not long from now. So let me say in 2 weeks' time, he'll be back. While defender Harry Maguire faces a similar extended absence, Mateus Cunha suffered a heavy head knock in training and follows concussion protocols, but should return Thursday against West Ham. So, Ruben Amorim, right there is talking about Sesko, talking about Harry Maguire, and also Mateus Cunha, being out of the game against Crystal Palace. But okay, cool. Now that we know that, we were supposed to win the game against Everton, and the 3 points we failed to collect there has hurt us massively. It has hurt us massively because, again, if you look at it, first of all, the manager, is playing Ahmad on the left-hand side as a left winger. That is not his position there. And not only that, the chemistry Ahmad and Brian Bumo have created on the right-hand side, I just don't understand why the manager is not actually playing the players on their right positions where they belong. So it makes it very difficult for us to win games like that. The chemistries are building up. Why change something that is already working? I do not get it. Why change that? And this manager has to learn how to come out of his shell. He's way too stubborn. And it makes it very difficult for us to consistently win games, to be honest. And yeah, we were supposed to capitalize on the win because, again, everybody around us is failing to win their games too. We were supposed to be third right now or fourth, but no, he is making things way too difficult, and we don't even know the inconsistency around other teams has made us now look, average, right? And we are also inconsistent because now Manchester City are out of it, when it comes to the Premier League, right? I just don't see them, but still the points gap is not that much because anything can change, including Manchester United. Liverpool are completely out of it. They are looking the shell of themselves. But again, we are concentrating on ourselves to see where we get the wins. And, going into games thinking, because again, for the past how many weeks now, I've been going to games being confident. Now I've been brought back to square one where I have to seriously think, are we going to win this one? Yes, I will never predict a loss like this, but in the back of your mind, you still have that, that gray area where you know you don't know which Man United will turn up. And that is the problem I have. I need to be certain. Look at Arsenal right now. You go into games as a rival fan, not even as a man, as Arsenal fan. You are going into games thinking Arsenal are going to win this game. You know why? Because they have consistency, and the way they play is quite there. It's obvious, evident. So again, we failed to capitalize on that angle, and Everton actually did not really play that much, right? They did not even do that much. But we just played in the worst way, the worst game I've ever seen. The Grimsby game, thank God I missed it, because again, I was on holiday. I did not watch that game. I only saw the results and then heard what other people said. Watched the highlights. I was like, this is crazy. But this result right here on Monday was the worst game I have ever seen, even more than the Grimsby game. We just needed to win our game. We could not even do it. And now coming out of it, a lot of Man United fans, this is what they do. When we win games, nobody ever says, "Oh, is the midfield actually did do well." When we lose games, I just don't understand the fascination of calling out Bruno Fernandes when we lose games. I don't get it. Because if you look at it very well, why is Ruben Amorim playing him in that position in the first place? Right? He's not a defender. So he was supposed to tackle Dewsbury Hall. He missed it. And guess who was right there? Lenny Euro missed it. Who is the defender and who is the midfielder? Lenny Euro was supposed to get it, not him, not Bruno Fernandes. But every single time Man United fans want to come out and blame Bruno Fernandes on when we lose games, it is pathetic and is the most simplest analysis I will ever see. I hate that, right? Everybody was making errors, including Brian Mbumo. Brian Mbumo was average in this game. He didn't turn up, and nobody else turned up. But guess what? When you play Bruno Fernandes on the left end, which we will get to, he will provide that magic. But he cannot do that from a sixth position. He can't. Sometimes he does. We have seen it, but not so often. That was, Everton. Now, looking forward to this Crystal Palace game. We are having a tough game away from home. We haven't won games away from home. Going to Crystal Palace is going to be tough because we are going to meet Mateta, Sarr, Maguire, and you already know, thank God Eze left, gone to Arsenal, but still they play the same way regardless. So why is it that when we have one player out of our team, we look the shell of ourselves and we don't look like we are going to do anything? Like we just heard, injuries in, Cunha is out. Who is going to play in that position? The manager is so full of himself. He is way too stubborn to play Bruno Fernandes in that position. Take Bruno Fernandes out of where he's playing right now. Bring him in his natural position and then play Ugarte there. Or play Mason Mount there. Or play who else? Play Mainu there. But because the manager is not willing to be flexible, you lose games. He is stuck in his ways, and this is why we need to progress this season. Otherwise, he get himself sacked. I'm not going to be coming out every single game saying, "Oh, we should sack this manager." I have set where we need to be. I have set my mind on this manager. He's not that good. But again, time will tell, because again, I'm not the board to make such decision. I can only say what I feel and what I think. This manager is not good for Man United, and we are just wasting our time. We are. How are we? This team is just gonna take us maximum fourth, but challenging will never be this year, next year, or the year after. So what is the point? But again, we move. Playing players in their natural position will help this team a lot, right? Play Mason Mount, Sings, um, you know, our team is looking thin by the day, right? Take a look at, the lineup that will be coming out, my predicted lineup that will be coming out against Crystal Palace. Now, with this lineup, do you obviously think we will win this game? Yes. Now it depends on which player the manager picks. And that is the issue right there. Right? The issue is not even the personnel. Slightly, 40%, 50% is on the manager. Mostly because of the way he plays, right? With wing backs and also with Luke Shaw and Ahmad inverting. So again, we shall see what happens. And I'm looking forward to see what happens with this Crystal Palace game. We just need to win our game, right? Again, any means necessary. I was too hyped up, with the Everton game being at home, thinking we're going to win that game. Our games have not been fairly good when it comes to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been up one on us, and we just need to win this game and try to be consistent moving forward. So we shall see. But people, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Episode 9 of the Treble Tapes podcast. Keep this going till I get my proper studio and we'll do this properly. But first, don't forget to follow me on all social media. I'll be back again with another video. Peace.